Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Terry, and we are continuing a series, not of motorcycles, but of something that I had experienced 36 years ago in my house that was possessed. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, I will link them in the cards above and in the description box below. I would ask you to comment, like, share, subscribe, and let me know. Have you ever experienced this? What are your thoughts? Let's start this next episode. After I checked on the kids, truthfully, I was afraid to go to sleep. I went in the room and I tossed and turned all night. Any movement, any noise I heard. I must have fallen asleep at some point. I remember awakening to an ocean breeze that was gently waving the curtains in the bedroom. I remembered everything that I had heard the night before when I heard my daughter yell, "Don't worry, Mom, I've made breakfast." I would advise you guys not to eat her breakfast. It was corn tortillas, mustard, and olives. I looked at my kids, I saw their smiles, and the fear from that night had it evaporated. We got dressed and went to the grocery store. As I was pushing the cart through the aisles, I noticed my daughter looked worried. She was thinking about something, and she wasn't, it appeared, quite sure how to tell me. At first I thought she may have heard what the babysitter had said, but I was very, very careful not to let the kids hear. It was not anything I was going to speak up in front of my children. I grabbed one of her soft blonde curls, touched her little chin and pulled her face up to me and said, "What's worrying you?" I wasn't prepared for the answer. "It's the lady, Mom." Exactly, that's what I said. What lady? My daughter proceeded to tell me about the woman that came into their room at night and had been coming into their room every night since we moved into the house. She comes in and makes sure we're okay. She's really nice, but I don't know who she is. Last night she came in and woke me up and said we needed to leave. As I tried to put her thoughts together, everything else that I had found out about the house came rushing back. She then looked at me. Her big green eyes were filled with concern as she told me the lady told her that my ex-husband was going to start getting mean. I said, "What are you talking about?" "Mom, the lady, she told me he's going to start getting mean. I'm scared." The first thing I did was assure her that he would never harm me. My ex-husband was very peaceful, very laid back. He was kind of your typical 60s, 70s hippie. Live and let live. I had no reason to think that he would ever get me. But my daughter was adamant. My head was spinning. I was a logical person. I came from a logical family, I thought. Yes, there were unexplained happenings in our home, but I wasn't yet ready to attribute them to a ghost or spirits, demons, possession. I started thinking of the words my daughter had told me, the things that I had felt, what my babysitter had said, and I thought about the things that were happening in the house. The bathroom door would fly open, and I just thought there was a breeze, but there was no window in the bathroom. The lights that came on and off, I attributed that to it being an older home with an electrical problem. Then there was the fact that I could feel someone with me. I'd never felt that before. And there was never anyone there. I had thought until that time my mind was playing tricks on me because of everything I had heard. No matter how much I tried to justify what was happening in my house, there was no logical reason. I was beginning to believe that someone or something was in that house with my family. Or worse yet, there was something wrong with my daughter. After all, she was seeing things that couldn't possibly exist. We drove up to the house, and from the driveway you could see the guest house. I remember sitting in the driveway for a few minutes thinking, realizing maybe the mom was still there. Or worse, a portal that should have never been opened had allowed my home to be filled with spirits or demons. We weren't alone, and that I had to face. But inside my spiritual self, I believed that we don't fight against flesh and blood, but against principalities, wicked spirits, and rulers in high places. For me, that was true. It is true. To me. But I'd never seen a spirit. I'd never heard one. During the day, I was okay. I could deal with it. At night, however, once the children were in bed, I could feel the presence beside me. I kept all the lights on, and I kept the phone, which was plugged into the wall. There were no cell phones. I kept it with me at all times. One evening, as I was sitting on the couch in the living room, writing a letter, I saw a shadow. My first thought was the wind was blowing and it was a tree. Then I realized the trees on South Padre Island were palm trees, and they were big. It wasn't a tree. So I thought maybe it's my cat trying to get in. Miraculously, the cat walked right in front of me. That had me shook. I got up to go check on my children. They slept in the same bedroom, and when I got to their door, I saw a figure in the window, and I panicked. I grabbed the phone and I called the police. I remember scrunching down in the hallway, trying to look as small as I could. As I spoke to the woman on the other end of the line, I told her what I had seen, and she assured me that there was a squad car on the way. It was forever. Every scary movie I had ever seen went through my head. I knew I was going to be terminated, and my kids were going to be sold on the black market. Everything I'd ever seen had gone through my head. Soon the woman said, "Ma'am, the police are at your house. Hang up the phone and let them in. The screen door is locked. That set me into a cold sweat. Because what I had seen while I was on the couch was in the screened-in porch. I looked around the corner into the living room, and I saw flashlights coming through the window. I could see the red and blue lights of the police car. Then I heard a knocking at the door. I opened the main door and went out on the patio, and it took every ounce of strength I had. I opened that door as quickly as I could. I didn't know what was going on, and I was scared. I noticed that one of the officers was with the patrol car. He was shorter, much more stocky, and was Hispanic. The officer that had come to the door was tall, thin, had a mustache, and he was Hispanic as well. Everyone was Hispanic in this town. But me. The one that had come to the door followed me into the house. The other one stayed at the car. When the officer came into the house, he asked me to explain exactly what I had seen. And I described to him what I had seen. And his words surprised me because they were not words I had ever heard before. He said, "Did it look like a wetback?" I had no idea what he was referring to. And he must have seen the confusion on my face. He looked back at his partner, who had begun to describe something, and asked me if it's what I had seen. He asked if the figure was about 5'2", kind of heavy, with short curly hair. Yes, it was. When I confirmed what he had described, I can't even describe the look on his face. It completely changed. And he said, "Ma'am, do you know what today is?" Caught me off guard. I said, "I don't know what you mean." He said, "Do you know what happened here?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Today is the 3rd anniversary. She's trying to get back into her home." It took me a little bit to take that in. And I said, "No, it was something else, because she's inside of the house." They left. Yep, they left me and my kids alone in the home, filled with spirits. That's where I'm going to stop right now, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please comment, like, share, subscribe, and let me know, have you experienced anything like this? Have you been involved? I'm not going to give the address, but do you know the house I'm speaking of? I often wonder what the new owners think. Have they had problems? With that, I am going to thank you guys for hanging out with me, joining me on this journey, and we will finish it next time. Peace, everyone. I'll see you soon.